friends, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to review the duology of the Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. So in the last week and a half to 2 weeks, I've read Divine Rivals and I've read Ruthless Vows. So first, Divine Rivals was, I mean, just absolutely fantastic. I loved how, like, the characters got to know each other through letters, but really only one of them knew who the other person was. For the longest time, and this is a spoiler-filled review, just to let you know in advance. So this just, I don't even have words because it was so whimsically beautiful. Like, the writing wasn't magical or whimsical in a way that you could get confused, but the way that Rebecca Ross wrote was beautiful, and how she was able to take that and make Iris and Roman's writing beautiful as well, and it connect in her writing in narrating it, was just fantastic. And I love Iris as a character and Roman as a character, and the relationship that they ended up having was wonderful. Now, the first book was mainly about their romance, and then at the end they get ripped away from each other. They get married, they have a beautiful night together, and then the next day they get ripped away. And it's heart-wrenching. And at the same time, it's like, oh, I just want them to be happy. So starting the second book, you're like, oh, how is this gonna play out? Well, a lot of people, in my opinion, from what I've seen too, they didn't like the second one as much as the first one because it didn't have that compatibility or back and forth with the letters that the first one did. But see, that's what's difficult about writing a romance that is 2 or 3 books long. You don't have that angst anymore. So the authors got to add something else in. For me, I enjoyed learning more about the world, learning about Dacra, learning about Enva, and the backstory a little bit more as well. You get the true myth in the first book, but you don't really know that it's true until the second, and you don't entirely know what's going on in the world part until the second book. You get here and there because, Iris and Roman had to go to the front, so you got to see that part, and they were in the bombing and the gassing of Avon Bluff in the last bit of Divine Rivals. But you don't really see the motivation for why Dacra is doing this until the second book, when Roman is his correspondent. And then Iris is trying to find Roman and trying to bring him back because she knows he's not dead. When you're in love like that, especially in fiction, you would know if somebody that you love died. So I really enjoyed both. The first one definitely was better for me. But the second one was super good because I enjoyed reading more about the world and getting to understand all of that. And you got to see the underworld a little bit as well. And like understand some of the magic and all of that other kind of stuff. So like, yeah, the romance was still there. And she did the trope of amnesia and then bringing him back to his memories. But like that, I didn't have any issue with. She needed to do something to make it work. And in my opinion, I think it worked. I really, really enjoyed this duology. I mean, the covers for both are absolutely gorgeous. I like how it's dark for the first one and then light for the second one. And these are just, like, Rebecca Ross did a great job. This is the first duology or series that I have read by her. I know she's also written A River Enchanted, which I have on my shelf. I just haven't read yet, but it will definitely be pulled up in my TBR because Rebecca Ross's writing was splendid. It was wonderful. It was easy to understand, even with the whimsical metaphors and analogies and all of that she did. It wasn't like you needed a PhD to read, you know? Some people just write so whimsically that in certain situations it's really hard to understand. So like for me, I like it when an author just tells me what it is. Just tell me. You know, I like to think, I like to have questions and all that kind of stuff, but I don't want to have a question about what you were meaning. I want to have questions and figure out like what's going on in the plot through reading the words. That's just me. But yeah, these were absolutely fantastic. If you have not picked up the Divine Rivals Duology, you really need to. You will not be disappointed. This was a fantastic read for me. And something that I will read again in the future for sure. And it's also a YA. Like this is and I think I'm falling back into really liking YA romances because it's just better writing, really. Not saying that there's not some adult romances or adult fantasy romances or anything that aren't good writing, but when you write YA, you can't just be explicit. You know, you have to think of a different way to explain their love and explain some of the acts that go on once in a while or once in the book, you know what I mean? So you just have to understand through that writing that that's what they're doing. And that's why I think I like YA romances better. Not saying that I don't like adult romances. I mean, I'm an adult, I'll read that, but I love the writing that YA authors have to do, and it's just fantastic. So if you haven't picked it up yet, please pick up Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. You will not be disappointed. Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and be good people.
When you feel it's hopeless, when you think that you lost, oh, I will take your hand and we'll rise up from the dust. Oh,